positive na aerobic. Like what I had mentioned, pag ito ay spore former, bacillus. Nag-iisa lang siya. Pag halimbawa, beta hemolytic, that is bacillus, no? Ibang bacillus. Why? Bacillus and cassis are non-hemolytic. They are gamma hemolytic. Next, punta tayo sa non-spore former. Pag non-spore former, yung common na mabanggitin ko, Corynebacterium, Archaeobacterium, Erythropollatrix, Gardnerella, Lacto, and Listeria. Pag ito ay branching, ito yung ating mga fungal-like bacteria. Nocardia, Chucamurella, Gordonia, Rhodococcus, and Streptomyces. Pero pag non-branching or negative, Corynebacterium, Erythropollatrix, Lacto, Gardnerella, and Listeria. Itas natin doon sa catalase. Pag catalase positive, Corynebacterium and Listeria. Pag catalase negative, Arcano, Erythropollatrix, Gardnerella, Lacto. The only H2S, wala na akong boses, the only H2S positive na gram-positive bacilli is Erythropollatrix lucio patriae. Okay? That is actually your gram-positive aerobic. Let's start with Bacillus. Bacillus, katulad ng ating Clostridium, isa ito sa mga virulent na bacteria pagdating sa aerobic na spore former. Now, they are active, of course, saprophytic and isolated as contaminant. One of the major laboratory contaminant is called the Hae's bacillus, may tinatawag nating Bacillus subtilis. That is what you call now the Hae's bacillus. At the same time, they are gram-positive large rats, no, with empty spaces. Sometimes, pag nakita sa microscope, they appear as yung tinatawag natin boxcar-shaped appearance. Parang ganito, yung itsura ng ating bacillus. And most of their spores are centrally located. Yan ang ating bacillus. Okay? Now, they are actually grouped into the following. The cell wall contains mesodiaminoprimeric acid, and they are most common organism in blood transfusion contaminant. Yan ang ating Bacillus and Bacillus capusana. Now, for the classification ng ating bacteria according to the shape ng ating spores. Pag group 1, ellipsoidal ang kanilang spores. Like for example, Anthracis, Cirrus, or Megatherium. Pag subgroup 2, mas maliit yung spores. Subtilis, Coagulans, or Licheniformis. Another, pag group 2, oval shape. Parang ganito lang siya, maganyan. That is actually Styrothermophilus for autoclave, Polymixa, and Circulans. Pag group 3, pabilog yung kanilang spores, like Pasteuriae and Sphericus. Take note that your Bacillus does not grow in CCNA agar. Okay? Let's start with the identification. Generally, ang Bacillus are catalase positive, Bosc-Proskauer positive. They grow in aerobic jar and 7% NaCl, even in high temperature. Nitrate reduction, hydrolysis of starch, and casein positive. They can decompose or hydrolyze the protein casein. Isa yan sa mga different biochemical tests ng ating Bacillus. And that's actually one of the important characteristics ng lahat ng Bacillus. Now, pag titignan natin sa gram stain, most of which appear centrally located spores with boxcar-shaped appearance. Let's start with Bacillus anthracis. They are called to be non-motile. Common term as medusa head, bamboo fishing rod. Yan ang tawag kay Bacillus anthracis. Pagsakit, black bear, Silverian fever, anthrax. Yan ang common name ng kanyang sakit. Now, actually, in the blood agar plate and blood media, they appear as medusa head colonist or cut glass appearance ang itsura. Plus, kapag nakita mo ito sa ating gram stain, they are disjointed bamboo appearance or bamboo fishing rod. Parang ganito siya, yung bamboo fishing rod appearance. And this is the medusa head or the cut glass appearance in that agar plate. Remember, Bacillus anthracis are non-hemolytic. And, of course, they have glutamic acid capsule, polysaccharide somatic antigen, and ang toxin niya, ito nakakatakot. It produces protective antigen, lethal factor, and edema factor. At ito yung dahilan kung bakit pwedeng mamatay ang pasyente kapag may infection with Bacillus anthracis. Now, there are different anthrax infection. Now, makikita natin dito that man is acquired infection, zoonotic kasi itong Bacillus anthracis. Identified by Robert Koch in the livestock, particularly sa mga baka. Kaya nga pag halimbawa, yung mga nag-aalaga ng baka, kadalasan pwede maging sakit nila ito. Morphology, they are gram-positive bacilli, spore-forming, and at the same time, they are non-hemolytic in that agar media. Okay? Now, virulence factor. Meron silang tinatawag na capsule plus potent exotoxin. Ito yung dahilan kung bakit pwedeng mamatay ang patient within 24 to 48 hours kapag ginamit tong bioterrorism because of the edema and our lethal factor. Now, this particular toxin can able to kill a patient, no? Once nagkaroon ng inhalation of bacteria dito sa patient, particularly in the respiratory tract. Now, vaccination is available for those who are high risk with exposure. Tingnan natin ang sakit sa anthrax na sinasabi natin. There are 3 forms of anthrax. Cutaneous sa sugat. Ang tawag natin sa cutaneous, we call that eschar. Nakukuha yan kapag halimbawa yung spore ng bacteria napunta sa sugat or nasugatan ka. Okay? That is cutaneous. Pag sinabi mo namang pulmonary, the term is Wool-Soster's disease. This is actually acquired kapag nalanghap mo ang bacteria. Kapag nalanghap mo ang bacteria, there's a possibility that you will able to develop Wool-Soster's. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng Wool-Soster's disease na yan? Ito yung pamamaraan na ginagamit nila sa bioterrorism na kapag nalanghap mo yung powder, pwedeng mag-develop yung bacteria sa lungs mo into like a wool. Alam mo yung balahibo ng tupa? That's actually like that. Kaya pwedeng mamatay ang patient within 24 to 48 hours because it actually destroyed the respiratory system, particularly the pulmonary area or the lungs, leading to this kind of scenario. Kaya tinawag siyang Wool-Soster, leading to difficulty of breathing and death. Yan ang pwedeng mangyari sa pulmonary anthrax. And the last, kapag nakain mo naman, ang tawag dyan, violent enteritis. Mataas din ang mortality nito. Once you ingest the spore, it can lead to intestinal anthrax. And at the same time, pag intestinal anthrax, ganito siya. Acquired by ingestion of contaminated raw meat. And at the same time, there is abdominal pain, and worst scenario, bloody diarrhea. That's what we call violent enteritis. Kapag halimbawa cutaneous, ganito lang siya, skin. Tapos kapag pulmonary, Wool-Soster's disease. And nakukuha yan kapag na-inhale mo yung spores. And that happened 2 to 5 days after exposure. Ito yung ginamit nila for bioterrorism attack, na kung saan there is a sudden respiratory distress, disorientation, coma, and death. May last less than 24 hours from onset to death. Kaya maraming namatay nung ginamit nila to during bioterrorism attack 90s. Hindi ko lang alam kung pinanganak na kayo noon. Hindi pa. Okay? Now, after that, suspected anthrax. Sino daw yung mga pwedeng suspected? Halimbawa, kayo yung nag-work sa laboratory. Una, pag gumamit ka na ng level 3. Pangalawa, non-hemolytic, may growth sa blood agar plate. Pero marami tayong staph and strep na non-hemolytic. Pangatlo, gram-positive bacilli na non-hemolytic. Pang-apat, non-motile. lecitinase positive, and string of pearl test positive. How do we identify Bacillus anthracis? Gram stain, boxcar appearance, gram-positive bacilli. Stain smear, Macphage's method. You can able to see the spore. Now, culture using plant, that is selected media for our Bacillus anthracis. Animal inoculation, patay ang animal, particularly the rat. And string of pearl test, that is more than 5 mm ang haba. Hindi ko pa na namanggit sa section A kanina kasi nagagalit ako. More than 5 mm ang haba. Then, Ascoli test, that is a precipitation test for differentiating Bacillus anthracis from mycoides. Kasi ang anthracis, soybean lectin agglutination, walang agglutination sa helix formation. Pero mycoides, parehong may agglutination. Or sorry, precipitation. That's actually for Ascoli test. Next, how do we identify the microscopic morphology ng ating Bacillus anthracis? Pag nasilip sa microscope, large square and then gram-positive rods or boxcar appearance. Sometimes they appear bamboo-shaped appearance. Colony, non-hemolytic, at the same time, medusa head or beaten egg or ano yung sinabi ko kanina? Cut glass appearance. Bamboo fishing rod sa gram stain. Cut glass, medusa head, or beaten egg white sa may blood agar plate and non-hemolytic. Next, anong oras na? 7:15. Now, ito importante to. How can we differentiate Bacillus anthracis from Psilus? Bacillus cereus is a fried rice bacilli. Ibig sabihin nito, they are actually heat-stable bacteria. Kaya pag nagpainit ka ng rice in an emetic form, ito ang poisoning. Food poisoning kasi ito. To differentiate anthracis from cereus, blood agar, beta-hemolytic ang cereus. Motil ang cereus. Susceptible sa penicillin ng anthracis, resistant ang cereus. Another, lecitinase positive pareho. Yung first three ang importante. Ito. Okay? Next, treatment, penicillin. Ciprofloxacin kapag resistant sa penicillin. Next, Bacillus cereus. Last na ito, kasi hindi ko ito na-discuss sa section A kasi nagalit ako kanina. Tinapon ko lahat ng papel nila. Okay? Bacillus cereus is commonly termed as fried rice bacillus. Kaya tinawag siyang fried rice kasi this bacteria is actually identified as heat-stable enterotoxin. Ibig sabihin ito, kahit ipainit mo yung pagkain at nagkaroon ng heat-stable enterotoxin, there's a possibility na pwede kang magkaroon ng food poisoning. There are two types of enterotoxin, the heat labile and heat stable. Another virulence factor, the cerelizin C, cerelizin capsana, and phospholipase C. Cerelizin and phospholipase are actually important for attachment ng bacteria in the mucosa ng gastrointestinal tract, which can cause gastroenteritis and ophthalmitis and opportunistic infection. How do we identify this bacteria? We use to culture this bacteria in polymyxin pyruvate egg yolk mannitol bronchymol blue or the PMBA media na kung saan it will produce blue color wrapped dry colonies. Fried rice bacillus, as in na pritong bigas. Okay? Now, how can we differentiate? Infection is actually more on opportunistic kasi it affects immunocompromised. Kapag immunocompromised or immunosuppressed, it can lead to what you call now infection in different parts of the body. Like in the eye, in the nervous system, in the blood, osteomyelitis, and found as contaminants in some drug paraphernalias. Yan. And, ito siya. That is beta-hemolytic in blood agar plate. They are gram-positive bacilli in gram state. Plus, ito na. There are two forms ng food poisoning. The emetic and the diarrheal. Ito nakakatakot. Why? Kasi ang emetic, it is due to heat-stable enterotoxic. Kaya pag halimbawa, nagpainit ka ng fried, ng rice, no? At yan, madalas pwede magkaroon ng ganyan. That is Bacillus cereus. That is actually identified in the rice. Kaya tinawag siyang fried rice Bacillus. Less than 6 hours incubation. Mabilis. Ang pinagkaiba dito, guys, tandaan nyo, pag may food poisoning, laging may vomiting at abdominal cramps. Maliban sa nausea. Pag naramdaman mo yan, ibig sabihin food poison na. Then, of course, 8 to 10 hours ang duration. This is due to heat-stable enterotoxic. Pag emetic yon, pag diarrheal, medyo okay pa. Hindi pa ganun siya kadelikado. More than 6 hours incubation, common sa mga meat and vegetables. Diarrhea, nausea, and abdominal cramps, heat-level enterotoxic. That's the difference between emetic and diarrheal form ng ating food poisoning caused by fried rice bacillus or Bacillus cereus. Now, tingnan natin. Ito na yung dalawa, the emetic and diarrheal form. How can we differentiate Bacillus and cereus? Naulit lang. Motilang cereus, beta-hemolytic, non-encapsulated, salicin fermenters, and since they have heat stable, they can grow at 45 degrees Celsius and take penicillin resistant. Next, other Bacillus. Bacillus subtilis. Haze Bacillus, the most common laboratory contaminant, non-pathogenic. Hanggang dyan na lang tayo. That they are soil-borne. Thuringiensis, insect repellent. Diba? Sinabi ko ito nung prelims. Yan. Hanggang dyan na lang tayo. Next topic on Wednesday, wala pang attend tayo mag-quiz hanggang dyan. Hanggang Bacillus thuringiensis. 15 items. Dictation. Any questions? Okay. Announcement and instruction on Wednesday. Depende na ako sa mood ko kung kailan ako magpapakwis ngayon. Hindi na lang natakot estudyante sa akin. Depende ang mood ko. Kung maganda ang mood ko sa Wednesday at masunurin kayo, go, walang quiz.